What was it like knowing that I decided to keep Mila as my kitty child? Whew. Hi, good morning. Welcome to December Dailies. My name is Melissa. This is my kitty cat child, Mila. We're full-time travelers and digital nomads currently living in Medellin, Colombia, and today is day 31 of our December Dailies. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot believe that we made it to this day. Are you excited? So a few days ago on a community post, I asked you guys to go on ahead and send me some questions. So today we're going to answer those questions. So let's get started. Mila, do you want to answer some questions? Okay, so first question. Did you travel as a child? And if not, when did you realize travel was the lifestyle that you wanted? So the answer to this is yes, but also very much so no. I didn't leave the United States until I was 29 years old, but I played sports growing up and I traveled quite a bit within the United States playing basketball and volleyball. I always wanted to travel internationally, but I'm from the St. Louis area, and at the time when I was a kid, to get out of the St. Louis area, especially if you're looking at an international flight, you would have to fly to a large airport and then fly from the large airport out of the country. And for a family of 4, that's extremely expensive. So my family did a lot of domestic travel, but not so much international. But in my late 20s, I started a pet care business, which I'll get into later, and had the opportunity to take some time off. So I did my first backpacking trip, and I backpacked Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and I just fell in love with travel. I was just so excited about that lifestyle, and I just knew I wanted to live more of it. I can actually pinpoint the exact moment when I verbalized and committed to living a travel lifestyle. I was 32 years old. I was in Uluwatu, sitting on a balcony watching sunset. Uluwatu is like a small beach town in the island of Bali in Indonesia. And I remember looking at my friends and I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to make this a lifestyle. I don't know how. I own a dog walking business. I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen, but I'm gonna make it happen. And 18 months later, I had sold everything and left the country. Attack! Attack! Didn't you go play? Okay, so question 2. How did I decide that a cat was the pet for me in this lifestyle? I didn't necessarily make a conscious decision to go out and acquire a pet. Keeping Mila was more or less like the result of a decision that was put in front of me. I know I made a video about this and I'll put the link up here, but let me just kind of give you a quick overview of how I acquired Mila. I was living in a co-living in San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas, Mexico. I was in the co-working space and it was raining out. I came into the kitchen just to kind of see what was going on, and there was a kitten, a teeny tiny palm-sized kitten. You a teeny tiny palm-sized kitten? She's like, not anymore, I'm big now. On the kitchen table in a box. No one seemed to be taking care of this kitten. Now, because I owned a pet care business in the past, I kind of had an idea of what she needed. I knew she needed to be fed every hour. I knew she needed to be stimulated to go to the bathroom, So I just kind of started taking care of her. My only thought was just keep her alive. Just keep her alive until you can figure this situation out. And a few days in, I just fell in love. I couldn't imagine anyone else having her. To answer your question, I knew it was right for Mila. I don't know if it's right for every cat because I haven't owned every cat, but I knew with Mila, it was the right call to keep her and to take her on the road with me. Okay, question 3. Have I ever thought about getting a feline companion for Mila? The long and short of it is yes. I think about it quite often, and I'm very conscious of the fact that she is alone. However, there is a specific reason why she doesn't have a feline companion at this point. Many airlines, train companies, bus companies have rules where you can only travel 1 pet per person. And I travel solo, so I couldn't have 2 pets. Oh, hi. I know there's situations where you can pay for extra seats and you can pay more. I just never want to get myself in a situation where I would have to choose between which one is coming with me. That would be insane. So for now and the foreseeable future, it will likely just be me and Mila. However, like I said, I'm very conscious of this situation and I keep that thought of her being a solo kitten in the front of my mind all of the time. So she gets a lot of engagement. She gets a lot of play. There's people around that just adore her. So I hope that having a lot of human interaction makes up for the fact that she doesn't have a feline companion. What are you sniffing on? Okay, next question. So you haven't had a cat before. what was something that was surprising about being a new cat mom? So that is true. I've never actually owned a cat. We grew up with dogs. My mom's allergic to cats, but I did own a pet care business for 5 years when I was living in the US, and I took care of cats quite a bit. So I was pretty familiar with like their physical and emotional care, but I'd never had one of my own. And I think the thing that surprised me the most is just like my capacity to love another being. Very early on, maybe a week in, I just was like, what even was my life before her? And I just never experienced like that sort of feeling before, that sort of connection, especially after like bringing her back essentially from the brink of death. Because like I was very aware of like the logistical requirements of taking care of her. Like I knew she would have to be fed. I knew she would have to be stimulated to go to the bathroom. I knew she would have to go to the vet a lot. I didn't realize like how much of an emotional bond I would build with her so quickly. Hey, I love you, but please get off of the burners. Okay, next question. When did I consider cats my best friends? When I got Mila. And also, I believe this person asked if I thought pineapples are cool, and the answer to that is yes, because they are SpongeBob's house. How long have I been traveling with Mila? So we got on her first flight when she was 4 months old. She got on her first bus when she was maybe 2 months old, and I bought her backpack when she was 1 month old and started taking her out every single day. So she's been on the move since she was a baby. What was it like knowing that I decided to keep Mila as my kitty child? Whew. I would say the biggest feeling that I had and still have is just overwhelming responsibility. I made the decision to keep her and to put her into this non-traditional lifestyle. I knew it was a long shot that she would even live past the first couple of weeks, and an even longer shot that I could actually get this kitten on a plane. But I knew that I had a responsibility to her and to myself to at least try. And I made a deal with her. I told her, if you don't like the car, if you don't like the bus, if you don't like anything, I will fly you to the United States. You can live with my best friend. She's a beautiful home for pets and would give her the best life. But Mila seemed to take to it, if that makes sense. Like, she liked being out and about. She was curious about the world around her, didn't mind the car, didn't mind the bus, and to be honest, didn't even really mind the plane. But I took and still take the job of making her comfortable and keeping her calm in this non-traditional lifestyle extremely seriously.
Are you worn out now? We did do some plays.
Do Mila and I like Pokemon or anime? I just don't know anything about it. I did, however, go to Tokyo one time and people were really excited about anime, so I know it's a big thing. So I don't think Mila is either, but maybe I'll show her some YouTube videos and she can make that decision for herself. What is her favorite type of toy? So this changes honestly day to day, but right now she loves bottle caps, coils, and tunnels. Kind of anything small that she can chase and anything she can dive into. What made you start posting baby Mila pics every week? Those photos just melt me. Like, I cannot explain how much cuteness aggression I feel when I see them, because I got her so young. I had the opportunity to take like so many photos of her, and I just felt like they bring me so much joy, and it seems that they bring a lot of other people joy too. So I'm going to continue sharing them on Mini Mila Monday, so we can all experience the teeny tiny joy that was baby Mila. Did Mila have any siblings when I found her? I assume she has siblings somewhere. I mean, cats usually give birth to multiple cats at once, right? But when I found her, she was by herself in a box, a kitchen table, and a co-living. The day after I found her, I took her out and I was letting her meow, carrying her around, trying to find like a mom or any cat that would be interested, but nothing came of that. A couple days later, we were sitting out in the garden of our co-living, and this cat was like walking the perimeter and kind of like vaguely looked like her. So I left Mila out and let the cat come up to her, but the cat didn't really do anything. Like, the cat didn't pick her up and take her or anything. But as she's getting older, I see that cat in her mannerisms, the way that she sits, the way that she moves. So I wonder if that cat was her mom or some sort of family member. But normally the cat would take her if that was her kitten. So I have a theory that Mila was the runt of the litter. And sometimes in the cat kingdom, if the mom can't feed all of the cats, they leave the runt to die, or, you know, they eat the runt or something. So I have a feeling that maybe she might have been the runt because she's very small, and somewhere cosmically she got to me, and she was meant to be mine. So of course we hope her kitty siblings are doing well, but I'm glad that she wasn't left out in a rainstorm. Have you always been a cat person? I've always been an animal person. I'm not really a cat or a dog. I love them all, honestly, but for very different reasons, right? Dogs are like super loyal and they're like your best friend and da-da-da. But I like cats because they're independent and because they choose to be with you. And don't get me wrong, I love dogs. I've been taking care of dogs for my whole life, but I really am enjoying this phase of my life having a cat for sure. Okay, what made you decide to be traveling mom with Mila?
Will you not eat that plant, please?
So when Mila came into my life, I'd already been traveling for 3.5 years. I sold everything at home in the end of 2019. I sold my car, all of my furniture, donated everything. So I was already living the travel lifestyle. So it wasn't a decision necessarily to like consciously like go and get a cat to travel with, but it was just the decision that was put in front of me. Am I gonna nurse this kitten back to health? Am I going to keep her? Am I gonna try and find her a home? And I decided to go ahead and keep her. I did make that decision, but it wasn't one that I sought out, if that makes sense. Next question, are those eyes real?
Mila, are your eyes real? Huh? Huh?
Yep, they're real.
Are you working hard?
Where do we plan to travel next? So we plan to stay in Medellin for 6 more months. The way the visas work here in Colombia is you get 6 months per year. So GN1 basically renews like your 180 days for the year. So planning to stay over here May, June, and then I want to move over to Europe. I'm not exactly sure where in Europe yet. I've never been there. I've done a lot of traveling in Southeast Asia, but in Australia, Japan, South America, Latin America, North America, but never in Europe. Before Mila, I was planning on going much sooner. I was planning on being there by now, but it was really important to me that she has like more of a stable environment to live in until she's at least 1 year old, just because she's super playful right now. And you know, the first year of their lives, they have to go to the vet quite a bit. Vaccinations, sterilization, surgery, there's a lot going on. So I wanted to make sure that we were in one place for the bulk of the first year of her life, which is why we're spending 10 months in Medellin. After that, I feel a little bit more comfortable like moving around with her, but again, still like in a slow capacity, not week to week to week to week. But that's why I chose Europe, because I think it's a great place to see a lot of different things without having to take 10 or 12 or 20-hour buses, or sometimes the flights down here can be super expensive. So planning to stay in Medellin for 6 more months. I would like to do a little bit of travel within Colombia, like have our home base be in Medellin, but maybe take a couple of flights to the coast or to different parts of the country just to see a bit more. Whether I bring Mila on those or not, I'm not entirely sure. For example, like I really want to go to the Amazon. I'm not bringing Mila to the Amazon. That's an insane thing. But I would also really like to go to a city called Santa Marta, which is on the coast of Colombia. I might bring Mila for that. And to be honest, it might be a good way to get a quick plane trip in for her, because it's only an hour flight or maybe 2-hour flight from Medellin back and forth. So that's a long way to say 6 more months in Medellin, and then we will be moving over to Europe is the plan for now. Okay, so that does it for our Q&A session. I hope I was able to answer everyone's questions fully, and I hope if I missed your question, I'm so sorry. I checked the community post multiple times and a couple of the videos as well. Mila, okay, you're crazy, okay. Now there's one question that wasn't asked specifically, but something that I did want to address. What happens now? I've been making videos every single day in the month of December. Am I gonna continue making daily videos? What's going on? The reality of like my situation is I work online. I have 2 work contracts and, oh, hi. And most of the time they keep me more or less busy. But I was lucky enough in December to be able to take a couple of weeks off, so that's why we were able to make a video every single day. Moving forward, I would like to make 6 to 8 videos a month, just kind of doing daily vlog stuff or just different things in our lives, because like I said in the beginning of this, I do think that we have like a bit of a unique perspective being on the road, traveling, and just kind of like the day-to-day things that come up that are associated with keeping a kitten in an ever-changing situation, right? So we're gonna continue making vlog style videos. I just don't think it'll be every day. But with that being said, like I enjoyed December so much. I had so much fun with Mila. I think she had a lot of fun too. Making these videos is such a joy. And then on top of that, seeing people commenting and liking and sharing and just engaging with us every single day, like it absolutely means the world to me. Like I don't have a creative background, I work in operations and project management. I am not the kind of person that's ever made videos, that's ever done any sort of filming, editing. I've learned all of this along the way and I'm still learning so much. But anytime I'm like sharing vulnerability within a new skill, it's always so nerve-wracking. And just to kind of see this community growing and just having people supporting us every single day just absolutely means the world to me and to Mila. So just again, like a resounding thank you to all of you. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Oh, I'm kind of sad, to be honest. I almost feel like I want to cry because this has just been such an amazing month. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you very, very soon. Say bye, Mila. We love you. Say bye. We'll see you soon. We'll see you very soon. Okay, she's gonna bite.